Did you know that over 90% of your success or failure in life is influenced by the people you surround yourself with? But if that's true, why do most of us still allow negative people to affect our lives so much? Have you ever stopped and wondered which of the people closest to you might quietly be draining your energy and happiness each day? Welcome to Wisdom Daily. In today's video, I'll show you exactly the 6 types of toxic people and how to ignore people. 6 toxic personalities you need to recognize immediately so you can protect yourself and live a more positive, meaningful life. Stay until the end to find out if you're currently stuck dealing with one of these types. Type 1. The Drama Queen. Have you ever met someone who seems to turn every situation into a major drama? This is the first type of person you need to clearly identify in order to learn how to effectively avoid them. Imagine you're deeply focused on your work when suddenly your coworker Jessica rushes into your office, tears streaming down her face, declaring dramatically that her life is falling apart. Immediately, you drop everything to listen, help her resolve the issue, and comfort her. But the next day, there's a brand new crisis, and the cycle repeats. Does this scenario sound familiar? Drama queens constantly seek attention and often use their personal problems to pull others into their emotional whirlpool. They don't just distract you, they drain your positive energy and leave you feeling exhausted. The most important thing you need to understand here is that they're manipulating your emotions. So how can you effectively deal with a drama queen? First, set clear boundaries. If Jessica always expects you to solve her problems at any hour, calmly and politely set specific times when you're available. You might say something like, "Jessica, I'm working on something really important right now, but I'd be happy to talk with you after work." This approach helps you reclaim control of your time and energy. Second, avoid encouraging drama-filled situations. Drama queens love being asked about their problems. If you casually ask, "How are you today?" you're unintentionally opening the door for another emotional saga. Instead, keep conversations general. For example, ask, "Did you do anything fun over the weekend?" This reduces the opportunity for them to drag you into their drama. Third, stay focused on your own tasks. If a drama queen tries to involve you in their problems, gently but firmly decline. You might say, "I'm sorry you're going through a tough time, but I really need to finish my work first." This is the best way to avoid becoming an unwilling audience to their never-ending soap opera. Finally, take time to recharge your energy. After interacting with a drama queen, allow yourself a brief break, a cup of coffee, a few minutes of listening to your favorite music, or a short walk can help restore your balance and clarity. Remember, you can't change who they are, but you can always change how you react to them. I truly believe that once you master your emotions and reclaim your time, you'll lead a happier and more fulfilling life. Type 2. People who are never satisfied. Have you ever spent hours preparing a birthday party for a close friend only to hear complaints about how the cake wasn't tasty enough, the music was boring, or the decorations weren't good enough? No matter how hard you try, they always find something to criticize. This describes the second type of toxic person you need to recognize early: those who are never satisfied. People like this don't just disappoint you in the short term. In the long run, they make you lose confidence in yourself. You start questioning yourself, thinking, "What did I do wrong? Am I not good enough?" The truth is, the problem isn't you, it's their negative attitude. They've grown accustomed to being perpetually dissatisfied, and they use this dissatisfaction to keep you endlessly trying to please them. So how can you effectively handle people who are never satisfied? First, ask yourself why you feel the need to please them. Are you afraid of rejection, afraid of disappointing others, or perhaps lacking confidence in your own worth? Once you understand your internal reasons, it becomes easier to break free from the trap of always trying to please others at all costs. Next, carefully consider before agreeing to anything. For instance, if Mike, your perpetually critical friend, asks you to help him with a presentation, instead of immediately saying yes, pause for a moment and ask yourself, "Do I truly want to do this? Does it align with my priorities? Making conscious decisions helps you avoid disappointment down the line. You also need to courageously express your personal opinions. You have every right to voice your preferences and desires without feeling guilty. If someone tries to impose their wishes onto you, politely but firmly state your position. For example, "Thanks for the suggestion, but I prefer doing it my way." Finally, learn to say no. Initially, saying no might feel difficult, but this simple word helps you maintain your self-worth and reduces stress. For example, if a demanding coworker constantly asks you to cover their overtime shifts, you can clearly respond, "I'm sorry, but I'm unable to help you today." Remember, you weren't born to please everyone. I truly believe that only by living authentically can you gain genuine respect from others. Type 3. The naysayers, people who crush your dreams. Have you ever been excited about sharing your new business idea with a friend, only to receive negative remarks like, "You can't do it," or "You're going to fail"? This is exactly what characterizes the third type of toxic person, those who constantly spread negativity and intentionally crush your dreams. Naysayers actively try to shake your self-confidence. They openly express doubts and sometimes even ridicule the plans and dreams you cherish. They make you feel inadequate, incapable, and worst of all, might even cause you to give up on your dreams altogether. So how can you effectively handle the naysayers? First, politely but firmly decline their negativity. When someone repeatedly insists that you can't achieve something, smile and respond, "Thanks for your opinion, but I'd still like to give it a try." By doing so, you're clearly showing that their negativity doesn't easily sway you. Next, calmly listen, but never let their negativity influence your decisions. Remember, their negative comments are merely personal opinions, not objective truths about you. You have the power to choose how you react to them. Another powerful strategy is to counteract their negativity with real facts and evidence. For example, if friends constantly tell you 95% of startups fail, remind them of inspiring examples like Steve Jobs or Oprah Winfrey, people who were doubted at first but eventually achieved remarkable success. Finally, if the negativity becomes too toxic, don't hesitate to create distance. You have every right to stop sharing your dreams or plans with those who pull you down. Limiting interactions and creating distance will help protect your dreams and positive energy. You deserve to be surrounded by people who believe in you. Here, at Wisdom Daily, we genuinely believe that by identifying and distancing yourself from naysayers, you're opening a path toward real happiness and true success. Type 4. The manipulator, people who take advantage of you. Have you ever felt like you're being used but found it hard to say no because you didn't want to upset someone else? This is a classic sign of the fourth toxic type, the manipulator, someone who constantly tries to control others to serve their own interests. Manipulators are exceptionally skilled at exploiting people's weaknesses and emotions. Take Tom, for example, a friend who frequently asks you for favors, borrows money, or pushes tasks onto you that he prefers not to do himself. Yet, when you need similar help from Tom, he always seems to have an excuse ready to refuse. You shouldn't feel guilty for saying no to people like this. So, how can you protect yourself from being manipulated? First, stop blaming yourself immediately. Manipulators are experts at making you believe that you're the one at fault. If someone is exploiting your kindness, remind yourself clearly that you've done nothing wrong by setting boundaries. Second, ask questions that challenge their unreasonable requests. For instance, if Tom asks you to drop your important work to handle his personal matters, you could respond by saying, "Do you honestly think this request is reasonable? How would you feel if you were in my position?" By doing this, you're forcing them to reflect on their own demands and recognize their unfairness. Another effective tactic is to delay your response. Instead of immediately replying with a yes or no, simply say, "I need some time to think about this." This approach provides you with the space to carefully consider your decision and avoid rushed choices that you might regret later. Finally, maintain a safe distance when necessary. If someone continues manipulating you repeatedly, don't hesitate to keep your distance to protect yourself. Be firm about your boundaries and steadfastly uphold them. You always have the right to control your life and protect your emotional energy. Once you stop allowing manipulators to dictate your decisions and emotions, you'll find the freedom and strength to live the life you truly desire. Type 5. People who insist you change to suit their expectations. Have you ever felt frustrated? When family or old friends continuously judge you based on who you used to be, rather than accepting who you've become today? This is the 5th type of toxic person you must recognize. Those who stubbornly insist you change to fit their outdated expectations or past image of you. Consider Sarah, a young woman from Texas who always dreamed of becoming a professional artist. However, her family persistently pressured her to study medicine, following family traditions. Over time, Sarah began losing confidence and felt hopeless, questioning if her dreams were even worthwhile. The most crucial thing to remember is that you're not living your life to fulfill someone else's expectations.
So, how can you effectively handle people who insist you change? First, simply ignore attempts to pressure you. Recognize clearly that your life belongs to you alone. Only when you bravely set aside external pressures can you truly become yourself. Second, stand firmly by your beliefs and live authentically. Don't hesitate to openly communicate that you understand their expectations, but those expectations simply don't align with who you are. You can respectfully tell family or friends, "I understand.
You want what's best for me, but I'm happiest doing what I truly love." Third, accept the possibility that they might choose to leave if they cannot accept your true self. The reality is, not everyone will be comfortable with your growth and changes. This is completely natural. Remind yourself that the people who genuinely care will remain supportive, and those who can't accept your evolution may naturally drift away, sometimes for the best for both sides. You deserve to live the life you've chosen. When you stay true to yourself, you'll attract people who truly respect and cherish you. Type 6. People who refuse to forgive. Have you ever made a mistake, corrected it, yet found yourself repeatedly reminded of it by a friend or loved one? This describes the 6th and final type of toxic person you must learn to recognize: the person who refuses to forgive. Take Jake, for instance, a young man who once made a serious mistake in his past. Although he sincerely worked to correct it and become a better person, every time an argument arose, his girlfriend constantly brought up his past mistake to criticize him. Jake felt trapped by his past errors, unable to move forward. The truth is, no one deserves to live endlessly burdened by their past. So how can you effectively deal with those who refuse to forgive? First, and most importantly, learn to forgive yourself. Never allow past mistakes to become your emotional prison. Remember, everyone makes mistakes. What matters is that you've learned and grown from them. Next, focus on building self-love. Spend time nurturing yourself physically and emotionally. Small practices like meditation, journaling, or engaging in your favorite hobbies each day can help strengthen your self-love significantly. Finally, learn from your mistakes to improve yourself. You cannot change the past, but you absolutely can shape your present and future. If someone repeatedly brings up your past mistakes, respond calmly and confidently. Yes, I did make that mistake, but what's important is I've learned from it and won't repeat it again. Wisdom Daily wants to remind you that you have the absolute right to move forward in your life's journey without needing anyone else's permission. Once you learn to let go and forgive yourself, you'll discover incredible freedom and power to create a new, meaningful life. You've just explored the 6 types of toxic people and how to ignore people. 6 toxic personalities commonly encountered in life and effective ways to handle or distance yourself from them. Together, we've learned how to identify and set boundaries with drama queens who manipulate your emotions, people who are never satisfied and undermine your self-worth, and the naysayers who crush your dreams. you've also discovered how to deal with manipulative individuals, people who insist you conform to their outdated expectations, and finally, those who endlessly refuse to forgive. Always remember, the choice of who stays in your life is entirely yours. While you can't control other people's behavior, you absolutely can control how you respond to negativity. Each time you courageously say no, each time you firmly protect your values, you move one step closer to the authentic and fulfilling life you truly desire. Be proud that you've chosen to safeguard your positive energy and happiness. If you found the information in this video helpful, please click subscribe right now to continue receiving valuable videos that make your life more positive and meaningful. Before you go, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below answering this question. Which of these 6 types of toxic people have you encountered, and how did you handle them? Wisdom Daily genuinely wants to hear your story. Your experiences today might become an inspiration for many others who are facing similar challenges. Remember, you deserve happiness and peace in your life. Never allow toxic people to stop you from living as your authentic self. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time watching this video. See you again soon in the next Wisdom Daily video.